March the 17th, Shamrock and other wildflowers. On today, St. Patrick's Day, many Irishmen wear shamrock in their lapels. The lesser yellow trefoil, Trifolium dubium, with its small leaves, is usually the preferred species to be worn. It can be found all over the city in dry, grassy places. It actually flowers in May, but it is only the trefoil leaf that is of interest today. Other lesser contenders for shamrock are black medic, Medicago lupulina, hot trefoil, Trifolium campestre, and white clover, Trifolium repens, all of which also grow in London. In similar areas of short grass and at the edge of paths, daisies, dandelions, and speedwells are all now getting more common. Medieval pilgrims picked speedwell flowers and wore them in their lapels, believing it would hasten their journey to Canterbury. At this time of year, it is still one of the brightest flowers you are likely to notice walking along sections of the Pilgrim's Way on the North Downs. The first to be noticed is usually the Persian speedwell, Veronica persica, with its red stems and sky blue flowers, and with just a single milky white petal. The other large and brightly flowered speedwell now is Germander speedwell, Veronica camidris. It also has red stems, but with two distinct rows of hairs running down their length. There are several other speedwells that can be seen in March, but they all tend to have smaller flowers and leaves. Like all speedwells, they tend to prefer the edges of paths, lawns, and fields, although it is also worth looking for them on walls and in churchyards. You can often make an educated guess by just looking at the flowers and leaves, and their English names can often give a clue to their identity. For example, deep blue flowers and grey-green leaves, grey speedwell, Veronica polita. Pale lilac flowers with dark veins and more ivy-shaped leaves, the ivy leaf speedwell, Veronica hederifolia. Blue flowers with long stalks and round or kidney-shaped leaves, creeping speedwell, Veronica filiformis. Bright blue flowers clustered at the end of the stem and toothed hairy leaves, wall speedwell, Veronica arvensis. Pale flowers with distinct blue lines and leaves with virtually no lobes, time leaf speedwell, Veronica serpillifolia. Pale blue flowers with a white lower lip and pale green leaves, the green speedwell, Veronica agrestis. However, sometimes their colours are variable, and there are also some white forms, so you may have to resort to sepals or fruits to confirm any identification. Another plant seen more now at the edges of roads rather than paths is early scurvy grass, Cochlearia danica. This newcomer was unknown in London 40 years ago, when the plant was normally found on shingle banks beside the sea. Sea salt on roads has been responsible for its recent invasion inland. It is currently marching along roads at 10 to 15 miles a year. Subject to dwarf forms, all that motorists notice is an elongated thin white carpet of tiny white flowers bordering the edge of the main roads. A quite different flower this month, and one that is easily ignored, is the first of our wood rushes, Blugula species. They are relatively easy to get to know, as there are only 10 in Britain. They essentially look like hybrids between a grass sedge and a rush. Their leaves are broad and flat like a grass, their stems strong and upright like a rush, and their flowers small, dark, and petalless like a sedge. The stiff stems and dark, compact flowers led to them being called chimney sweeps. The field wood rush, Blugula campestris, is a typical early species, about 7 to 10 centimeters high, with a tight cluster of small, dark brown flowers. It was called sweetbrush. In woods, a different species may be found, the hairy wood rush, Blugula pilosa. This is twice the size and with hanging clusters of more purple-brown flowers that hang even more once they've been fertilized. One of the forgotten rare flowers of March is the yellow star-of-Bethlehem, Gagia lutea. The last one in London is said to have been inadvertently picked by a schoolgirl in Broxbourne Woods in 1954. Even when present, it was always difficult to find, being shy to flower and easily lost in among similar-looking celandines. Though it is now very rare in Britain, it does occur in the rest of Europe and all across Russia as far as the Kamchatka Peninsula. There are, however, 2 garden star-of-Bethlehems, Ornithogalum umbellatum and Ornithogalum nutans, that can sometimes be found flowering precociously early in Nonsuch Park. Across the rest of London, various aliens may turn up here and there. For example, hoary mustard, yellow fumitory, narrow-leaved ragwort, hairy garlic, the three-cornered leek, and the Adria bellflower from the Balkans. March is a good time to look for London's other aliens, especially ruderal species, which like to grow beside or near the River Thames.